Do you wonder if you're the best version of yourself? This is the question we seek to answer in this podcast. We reveal information that helps you recover your health and become resilient. Modern life makes us fragile. Our diet, lifestyle, and environment set us up for failure. We do not accept this. We seek optimization. We strive to become dynamic. Hey, what's going on? Dr. Chris here. Today I'm going to talk about magnesium. So one day I had an athlete come in and talk to me. Her main complaint was muscle spasm. She wasn't in any particular pain or anything. Didn't have anything wrong really. She just kept getting cramps at night. I looked at how she moved. I looked at her strength, her range of motion. Everything seemed normal. And I said, you don't need me. All you need is magnesium. Magnesium plays a crucial role in normal muscle function, but it's got tons of other roles as well. Magnesium is an essential mineral, and it's the fourth most abundant mineral in the body after calcium, potassium, and sodium, and it's necessary for a process called phosphorylation. It's definitely one of the most common nutrient deficiencies we see in the United States and the industrial world. And some of the reasons for that is either increased excretion, decreased absorption, or just not enough intake. So increased excretion would include, diabetics or somebody who's on a diuretic that just has, makes you urinate a lot of the magnesium out. With absorption issues, that could be caused by like a GI pathology such as IBD or celiac disease and SIBO, which is very common. If you're taking high levels of zinc or high levels of fiber, or even low protein diets, that can all inhibit the absorption of magnesium. Alcohol also decreases the absorption of magnesium. As far as inadequate intake, that's in part due to soil depletion. So a lot of the nutrient-dense plant foods that we eat, they just don't contain as much magnesium as they used to. So what are some symptoms? Well, there's early stage symptoms of magnesium deficiency and late stage. So in the earlier stages, you may experience loss of appetite, headache, nausea, fatigue, weakness. But as magnesium persists and you get into some of the later stages, it'll show up as low serum magnesium, low calcium, low potassium, because all these play together. You might have increase in sodium retention, because as you'll see in a bit, magnesium has a role in the adrenal glands, and that's where aldosterone is secreted, which in turn affects how much sodium the kidneys decide to keep or excrete. It could affect your parathyroid hormone as well. It can lead to osteoporosis. It can contribute to diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease. It can definitely cause some pregnancy complications and infertility, and then some neuromuscular issues as well. Another reason that this is a problem and somewhat common is something called HPAD, or hypothalamus pituitary axis dysfunction, and probably the correct term for that really should include thyroid and the gonads. It's all one axis that works together and is responsible for the stress response in the fight or flight or sympathetic mode. Magnesium is a part of producing cortisol, so it helps regulate how much cortisol the adrenal glands secrete. And when you're in sort of a chronic state of even just low stress, which is most of us honestly, that whole axis, that whole stress response sort of gets dysregulated, and that includes what happens with magnesium. So restoring magnesium may just be a key part of restoring the fight or flight response. So if you've heard the term adrenal fatigue, this is what I'm talking about. Adrenal fatigue is not technically the right term. That suggests that the adrenal glands are just getting burnt out. That's not really what happens. It's this whole feedback loop that exists from the brain down to the adrenals. There is Cushing syndrome, but that's a separate thing. So if you've heard the term adrenal fatigue, it kind of looks the same as what I'm talking about, but the proper term is HPAD. And so I mentioned that magnesium is involved in producing cortisol, but it's also involved in producing aldosterone and adrenaline, which are both come from the adrenal glands as well. And because aldosterone plays a key role in sodium retention, if you're starting to see fluctuations in blood pressure, That could be due to this problem here where magnesium is off, that throws off. You get this fluctuation of aldosterone. Sodium gets retained or excreted at different levels, and then blood pressure varies. It's well known that magnesium can help get you to fall asleep, and it's because of this whole process here. So under normal circumstances, when your autonomic nervous system is working correctly, you're supposed to get a spike in cortisol first thing in the morning because that's your get-up-and-go hormone. And as the day progresses, it starts to go down. You get kind of a bump in the afternoon, and then it descends to almost zero. And then melatonin has basically the opposite curve because melatonin is the opposite hormone to cortisol. So when this whole thing gets thrown off because you're constantly spiking your cortisol, the curve almost inverses, and then magnesium goes way off too. So resetting, or I should say optimizing your magnesium levels will help restore that balance. All right, so let's dig into high sources of magnesium. Canned clams actually have about 1,100 milligrams of magnesium per 200 calories. Swiss chard is high. Spinach, beet greens, kelp, fresh basil, kale, arugula, okra, chives. Coconut water actually is a really good source as well. Nuts and seeds contain magnesium, particularly pumpkin seeds. Fish like salmon and mackerel, some shellfish. I already mentioned canned clams, but also crabs, oysters, and lobsters. So some red meat as well, lamb and liver and pork. Avocados, bananas, yogurt, dark chocolate, and figs. So those are some of the sources. If you suspect a malabsorption issue, digestive enzymes may be a good fit for you, but you have to talk to a healthcare practitioner first about that. There is a test called the baking soda test. If you check my YouTube channel, you can find that test. That's a test to see if you have low stomach acid, which leads to poor absorption. And then for some people, you may need a supplement. Again, talk to your healthcare practitioner. But let me just go over, because there's a lot of different forms of magnesium. So let me just give a quick overview of what these are sort of specialized for. So magnesium orotate is good for cardiovascular health. Glycinate can help with sleep and constipation. Malate is better for energy and pain relief, whereas taurate is good for blood sugar imbalances and anxiety. Those are the main ones. There's other ones as well, but those are the ones that are commonly used. But if you suspect that this may be you, that you might have deficient magnesium, again, which is super common, definitely get with a healthcare practitioner, functional medicine, preferably get your blood work done. Test, don't guess. A ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are meant to do. What does this mean? It means exposing yourself to difficult situations so you become resilient. If you need help building resilience, check out our flagship program called Physiologic Flexibility. This is a 3-month do-it-yourself program that teaches you how to maximize your homeostatic regulators, such as your pH, blood glucose, O2 and CO2 tolerance, and temperature. We give you specific action items through the program with the goal of becoming anti-fragile. If you want to become the inspiration for your friends and family, this is the program for you.